Welcome to this video where we'll analyze the Vienna opening and the tricks with it. 1 e4, e5 to knight c3. This is played at the highest level by GM Hikaru Nakamura, who happens to be the #1 player on chess.com, extremely dangerous in Blitz. So let's learn from the best how to win with white against e4, e5. So over here, there are two main moves that we'll cover in this video, knight f6 and knight c6. That's what you have to face with black. So knight f6 played. Here, knight e2. Very important, you don't want to go to f3 with the knight because you want to play f4, open, and play on the f file. Now white has developed the pieces. And next move, long castle. Let's look at the kings. The king here is safe. It's very hard for black to get to it. The black king though, you have the pawn on h6. You could sack here at some point, play rook f1, attack, g4. You can see that the black king is much weaker or in danger versus the white king. Bishop f2, you're covering g3. Now the knight cannot come here because the queen is guarding. So very simple. g4 is an attacking move, but you also threaten to win the knight. Attacking the queen. And here black resigned without waiting for the next move. White could play knight d5. You attack here. You have a fork. And if the queen moves, you do check anyway. The king moves. And you have queen h6. Winning. So you're completely winning after 20 moves and black resign. Let's check the next game. Here, after bishop c4, black decided to do a very thematic move, knight e4. And the idea here is like if you take, you have d5, attacking the two pieces at once. After knight e4, the best move is queen h5, and you're attacking f7, so knight d6 first, bishop b3. So yes, you give up a pawn, the e4 pawn, but you have 1, 2, and 3 pieces developed. And here Hikaru gives another pawn, d4. Black takes, knight d5. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, and the king is in the center. So king castle, and white castles as well. So now black is up material 2 pawns, but how can you develop this bishop here and this rook, right? Because this knight here is in the way. So white can develop here or play knight g5, is ready to attack, and black needs to finish the development. That's his task. So g6 played, attacking the queen, knight f5. That does make sense because then d6 and bishop e6, and if black can get there, black would have the advantage, but it's white to play. Again, black is trying to get the bishop out of the way and would be okay. But here, in this position, the game only lasts 2 more moves. Rook takes, knight take, knight f6, check, and black resign, because next move, you come here and you checkmate. Again, very sharp game, and you can see that white can develop a deadly attack. Next, I want to show you how to deal with 2 knight c6, and this is something that Hikaru has shown how to deal with white and win very quickly. But before that, since you're sticking and you've been this long in the video, very important. You don't need to memorize all these lines. What you need to know is look at the top games, see how top grandmasters are placing their pieces, and then you can use it on your own. So #1 idea, always play f2, f4 and open the f5. Number 2, we saw that the bishop on f1 is best placed on c4 because you're attacking f7 and the king side. Number 3, if you want to win quickly, you need to give up material to accelerate your development and put pressure right away. When you have that in mind, it's very easy after seeing the games I'm showing you to play this and have very strong results, especially online. So onto the games right now. So knight c6, what is the main idea? f4 played. And here you can transpose into the king's gambit if black takes on f4, which happened in this game. Knight f3 played, g4, castle. And yes, Hikaru doesn't hesitate to give up a piece. Now, knight d5, threatening on c7. And now d4. Not only you attack c5, you have a very strong center here, but you also threaten to take here, and then you will have knight c7 check. So black has to defend and gives up material right away. So let's take a look here. Now white has won back the piece, black is up 2 pawns. How you develop the attack? Well, you can see the king is in the center, the bishop c8 hasn't been developed, and you still need one more move to get the bishop into play. The rook are not connected. So white is already winning here. Bishop e3, you attack on the f5. Bishop h6, now if the rook move, you're gonna take on f7. So white is definitely winning. Rook f2, move 19, black resign. Because f7 is very weak, you're gonna play rook f1, attacking again, and black cannot finish the development of the pieces. So this is very important. Going back to the theme here, you can see f4, bishop c4, and sacking a piece. That works beautifully. Let me show you one last game. I will cover the fourth and last game in this video. So black here played d6 and did not take on f4, which was a very dangerous play in the previous game. Now this game also features white GM Hikaru Nakamura. Black was played by Brandon Jacobson, a strong US Grandmaster. Now you may ask at this point, why am I focusing on GM Hikaru so much? Well, there are two main reasons here. Number one, he played this opening quite a lot. It's one of his weapons of choice, and by studying his games, you can really see how to play against knight c6, knight f6, taking on f4, and so forth. So you really get a feel for how to really use this opening and develop winning attacks. Number two, Hikaru Nakamura is very active online. He plays Blitz on a daily basis and has the highest rating online on chess.com. So by studying his recent games, you get a feel about what are the common replies against this setup. If you were to look at older videos online or some older books, they may have some great ideas, but this is outdated. You will not face that because black has moved on. But what I'm showing you here is 2021 games played at Grandmaster level and with effective results. So that is a much better tool when you try to win pawns in the opening online, when you really have the latest and greatest. Now with this intro, let's go back to the board and let's see how Hikaru played on the white side. Now we stop here, and number one, as the main theme, white has opened the f5, which is always good to have. Now black did a good job because the knight is developed, the bishops as well, the king went to safety. So by not being too greedy and not taking on f4 right away, black has developed and there's no clear way to win yet. Now I'll stop here. We're on move 10. However, this game ended on move 19. So there's no clear attack against the king here because you cannot sack a piece here, and black has connected the pieces. So what to do with white? The answer, d4. You take charge in the center. Now, if that knight were to move away, you probably have d5 and you win a piece. So the knight has to take, you take with the rook. Now, you have d5 is a threat, so black took and you take back. So now bishop f6 played and bishop e3 to cover d4. Now, this position seems to be about equal. You have knight, knight, bishop against bishop, but white has a strong center and the rook here is already developed, so you can really develop your attack. So even though it looks about equal, it's actually deceiving. White is much better. Now c3 played, protecting d4, and again white will play rook a f1 very shortly. And I looked at an engine here, and Stockfish gives white plus 3.1 pawns. So even though the material looks equal, this position is as if you were up a piece for white. Now, this is good to know, but why? Why? You just need to understand why. So let me just show you moves which are not played, but if you wait with black, you double the rooks with white. If you wait one more move, then here bishop g5, and you come into f6, and you have a winning attack. Now, instead of rook b8, if you bring the queen here, now bishop h6. The idea, you trade the bishops, then you come to f6. In the game, rook e8 was played. Bishop g5, queen d7, and now knight f6. Only one move because you're threatening the king and the queen, so black took and white recaptured. And here move 19, Brendan Jacobson with black resign. And the idea is pretty simple, right? With the queen on d2, you come to h6, and next move you deliver a checkmate on g7. It turns out there's no way to defend against that plan. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. We covered the main ideas for the Vienna game with the top games. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and feel free to use this opening weapon. And if you score wins with white, I'll be happy to hear from you. Again, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.